How can we ever reach a time where technology bonds with the student that it's teaching that can be a lifelong companion, much like we saw in the Diamond Age, for example? Uh, are we headed in that direction at all, or do we need to support our teachers currently more?
So I mean, I'm trying to read between the lines a little bit on your question here. I mean, I think that AI should serve a role of supporting teachers in the missions that they're accomplishing. I think part of that is that I don't think that the technology is there to replace a teacher or a coach or a family member or a mentor as a learning companion. I mean, and in some sense, I'm not sure we would want to do that. Um, I mean, even in the science fiction books, it's great. I mean, there is, I think, a beautiful vision there of giving people access to these things, teachers, coaches, mentors, if they don't have access. And I think part of the sort of promise of AI is giving access to those things, where it would otherwise just not be possible. But at the same time, people that have access to those things, I mean, I don't think that those are an equal replacement for a human. And at the very least, like your teacher or your mentor is also a human. Like they understand socially, culturally, the experience of being human in a way that the language model does not. And I mean, I think it will be very difficult to translate that. Now, I mean, I could be wrong. Predicting the future is a fool's game, so I try not to. But I wouldn't bet on that. I think our better path would be to figure out how to support people in expanding their mentorship and coaching and teaching reach. Like you want to retain the human component, the human element to. I mean, that's what, again, like I was saying, that's what makes humans special is social, cultural transmission of knowledge. I mean, it's part of the human experience. And I would be cautious about trying to remove humans from that.
No, absolutely. And even in my learning, I feel the relationship I have with my teacher, that bond is inextricably tied to my own learning progress. Could you expand on how technology can be an enabler for teachers versus an impediment?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think there's been decades now research on intelligent tutoring systems. And intelligent tutors, I guess the goal of that research is to replicate human tutoring. A coach guiding a person in solving problems, giving them feedback, helping them to solve it. And there was some very early work on this idea of like 2 sigma improvement that you could see up to 2 standard deviations in learning improvements as a result of working with a one-on-one human tutor. And intelligent tutoring, the community was trying to replicate that, to say that maybe not everybody can afford a tutor or has access to a tutor. And maybe we can give them a computer tutor as a substitute to try to get some of the effects of one-on-one tutoring. And I think there's been several review papers that have sort of analyzed like meta-analyses of some of the tutoring results. And I think they argue that we have effectively achieved almost parity with having a one-on-one human tutor. Now, I mean, I do think that that is quite impressive. Being able to get a letter grade or part of a letter grade improvement as a result of using AI. You asked about how that would fit into supporting a teacher. Well, what that means is that, a teacher who's already often very short on time. I mean, usually they are incredibly overloaded with work. They can't provide that social, emotional bond. They can't provide the rich social support when they're spending all their time teaching every one of the little, focusing on the sort of low level instruction. And I guess what I'm envisioning is that tutors, instead of doing your homework, you can work with AI tutors, or they can help you in a way that is based in science, like science of learning, and is going to be more pedagogically informed and helpful, and that can offload some of the work from a teacher so that they can spend more of their time providing that sort of more lifelong mentorship and coaching and support that the AI technologies probably cannot provide. And so I guess I view it as a symbiotic relationship between teachers and AI agents, that they're like on a team. It's like the AI agents are like the teacher's assistants that can help offload the really tedious, low level. Some might say things like drill and kill. It is important to know to learn those basic skills, and having AIs that can do that rather than having to have teachers do all that kind of stuff